I'm Frank Sales Jr. for the Tifton Grapevine. The discussion became heated at Tifton City Council meeting on Monday night, December 2nd, during a vote on appointments to the Downtown Development Authority. Calling the authority board broken, Councilwoman Julie Smith recommended delaying the vote until the Development Authority's boundaries are revised. She said the Tifton Authority's boundaries were improperly expanded to encompass all of the city when the state established these boards for downtown development only. City Council, on 3-2 votes, proceeded with reappointing Mary Glenn Hendricks and Jack Stone to the Downtown Development Authority and voted to place businessman William Byrd on the board rather than reappointing Harold Harper, who had asked to be reappointed. Smith and Councilwoman Mary Annika C. voted against each appointment, not because of the individuals appointed, but, they explained, because they believed the board's boundaries and procedures should be revised first.
This is a big mistake. I'm telling y'all are making a huge mistake. And this 3-2 vote, John, gets real old. Y'all are making a huge mistake.
I take exception to you making a mistake.
I don't care if you take exception to me. It's obvious that y'all are voting. Johnny, you sat right here and made one comment and then voted against what you said. I just want to go on record because I think this is...
Mr. Attorney, I just think she's raising too much
Nothing. Go ahead.
Out of order. She is out of order. I want point of order brought in here.
That's fine.
Mr. Attorney.
I think she's through with your discussion.
I'm through with my comments. It's obvious and there's nothing else to be said.
All right, that's the end of the discussion. Seeing none, all in favor, please sit by raising your right hand and saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, raise your right hand saying nay.
Nay.
That's 3-2.
And I'd also like to say...
Point of order.
I'm going to speak, Jamie.
We've made the vote and we're through.
I have a right to speak at this table, and I'm going to speak.
Listen to him.
I'm going to speak. I would also like to say...
I'm sorry.
I would also like to
Attorney?
say that my vote
Point of order.
against Mr. Harper and Mary Glenn Hendricks and Jack Stone is nothing personal against these people. It's because this board is broken.
Good job. I'm asking for point of order here. And I need the person.
The vote was taken. Yeah.
It's done.
Okay.
I want point of order here. We're done.
Yeah.
Earlier in the meeting, Smith explained her concerns about the Downtown Development Authority.
And at not only the City Council retreat, but the Downtown Development Authority retreat, there was concern, we spoke with Bruce Green at that retreat, who was one of the presenters, and there were two issues. One was the creation of this Tifton Development Authority and expanding the downtown boundaries from city limit line to city limit line. That was, in his opinion, not appropriate. The other thing was the Downtown Development Authority not being allowed to elect its own chairman, which state law says that they should elect their own chairman. And I think that the City Council at one time had said that the mayor, by virtue of that position, would serve as the chairman, which was in direct conflict with state law. So those were the two issues that Bruce really had a problem with, and literally stood there at that meeting and says, I don't know that I want to hear any more information about your Downtown Development Authority until you get it fixed. So my concern is, are we doing the right thing by appointing members to a board that is not functioning the way that the state established it?
Well, it sounds like our problem's not the board members, but the actual board structure itself.
Right,
so maybe that's what we need to look at.
Right, and that's what. Yeah, I'm not trying to put any doubt or cast any issue or shadow on the people. It's the structure and the position. And are we doing the right thing by appointing new members if we've got to go and fix some things to make that board functional based on the way state law said that it should operate?
I think it does need to be modified, but that's not the discussion we're talking about. We're talking about the board members who serve on there, which I think is a different issue. And Julie, we both have had a conversation that the DDA's boundaries do need to be looked at. The whole board needs to be looked at. The structure, Main Street office, the whole 9 yards needs to be looked at.
Mm-hmm.
But listen, I think we need a good board in place so we can move forward once we make these adjustments.
And we've been talking about this for a year now. It's the boundary of what's downtown. You and I both know downtown is not Walmart. That's not downtown. But this specific board that was created by the state of Georgia to create incentive and development in downtown has the ability now to use those incentives for downtown anywhere within the city limits. That was not the intent of that organization. That's a state law that we have to abide by. And when Bruce Green stands in front of me and puts his hand over his ears and says, I don't want to hear any more about your downtown development authority because what y'all done is not proper, we need to fix that. Because I think we've got members right now in the Downtown Development Authority who, if you look at the state law, do not meet the qualification. So my recommendation, and I'm going to push hard for this, is we fix what's broken, and then once we have the proper legal state-approved boundaries, then we move forward with the placement of members. You know, if we're going to be
Based upon the concerns, City Attorney Rob Wilmot made a recommendation.
What I might suggest, and maybe we can do this at the December 19th.
No,
Do I do it tonight?
I want to do it tonight.
I don't want to do it tonight. So
Well, unless they
we're-
have
Well, let
to
me-
vote, I'll accept the motion to make these choices tonight, if I have.
The appointments to the Downtown Development Authority Board are effective on January 1st. This is Frank Sales Jr. reporting for the Tifton Grapevine.